What's up, y'all? I'm your host, DHR2, and welcome back to my channel. So, what can I say about episode 19? It was a very strong episode, and I have so many positive things to say about it. I mean, mine is Ben and Betty, but the overall story is about trying to destroy Roxy's avatar just to bring her back to life, but Ravi pretty much failed and disobeyed his mother's orders by stopping to fight Roxy by not returning the three transporters to the headquarters. And it really goes to show you that this season is one of the good ones as the first Hasbro season. But a lot of people don't realize that Beast Morphers was going to be was supposed to be the Neo Saban era season, but since Hasbro brought the rights to the franchise, Saban was still producing Beast Morphers at the time. But you do have to keep in mind that 2020, Saban is no longer going to have his name attached to Power Rangers anymore. So yeah. But I think this episode was really good because of the fight scenes, and the fight between Ravi and Zoe was pretty good. And the Megazord fight, even though it lasted I think 5 minutes, something like that, but they kept cutting scenes back between Ravi and Zoe, the Rangers in a nameless Gigadrone, as Orange Ranger videos. Shout outs to him, by the way, for mentioning that. But I did like what Scross on them had a plan of having three transporters to take away the huge tower. And what's interesting about the plot is when Mayor Daniels was doing this whole re-election thing, and Devin just pretty much runs off to fight the Tronics along with his friends. And it was a pretty good fight. I like between the Japanese, the Sentai stock footage with the original footage, because you can't tell which one's which. And I think Beast Morphers has done a good job of keeping in balance between Japanese and Americans. So even though they're suits in leather. But I think, in all honesty, this episode was kind of lackluster when it comes to the seriousness of plots when it came to Ben and Betty. But they did do something. They were very useful for once, and they were used properly without using too much comic relief. So at this point, Ben and Betty they thought they was gonna take the last transporter to the headquarters, the Great Battle Force headquarters, but Blaze ended up taking the last one out back in the trunk. So I guess you could say Ben and Betty took the L for it. So one of the strongest moments from this episode is when Devin was fighting Blaze by using his cheetah claws. But the fight looked pretty fantastic, and I like what I saw. And then we cut to a scene when Devin got exposed, and then all of a sudden his father he just noticed and realizing that his son is actually the Red Ranger. So now, and his father, listen, Mayor Daniels was trying to save his son, but it was too late. Everybody acted beautifully. They did a fantastic job in this scene. As well as the music, the background music for this scene was just dramatic and serious, and it was sad at the same time that they tried to save their friend, but he disappeared along with Blaze to the cyber dimension. And one of my favorite parts about this episode is when Commander, she was pissed at Ravi for not returning the three transporter to the headquarters, just so he could save Roxy from her avatar. And she was a pretty just let him have it for a minute. And then she showed her human side and tells him that she's sorry for Ravi as well. And she knows that he loves her a lot. But in the first episode, he was just basically following the rules of the Great Battle Force. Rangers can't date Rangers. But somehow he realizes that that's not really true. Rangers dating Rangers is part of their history, so you can't really ban that. So the last scene when Roxy was telling the Rangers that Scrosso learned how to build the body for Evox while she was an Avatar. So now they're gonna come up with a plan to free Evox from the cyber dimension and transport it into a body. So once he comes alive for the next episode, I think things are going to be very interesting. So we seen Devin Daniel. We see Devin being hung up by a chain, not by the neck, but something like this. So as he sees things are going on, and Nate and Zoe and them was like, if he gets free, he'll destroy the dimensions. So my overall thoughts on this episode, it was pretty good. It was an excellent start to finish. I love the action, the fight scenes with the Rangers. I love the fights between Ravi and Ravi and Roxy. Ravi and Roxy. Double R's. I like the dynamic seriousness of this clip of this episode. I love the story that they told. I love the emotional and strong emotions from these two. Their actors done an amazing job in this clip. So my rating for this episode, I'm giving this 5 Devin Hughes out of 5 because I just love the way they did their job of creating a good story while making it so strong. And they finally does something good though, and that's what I love about Power Rangers in general, is writing stuff that means something, that can feel strong and powerful and emotional. And this episode has everything that a fan will love and will talk about throughout the years to come. And with that being said, that is it for my review of episode 19 of Beast Morphers. So what did you all think of this episode? Did you enjoy it? What are your thoughts on Roxy versus Ravi fight? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the finale episode review. Until then, this is the HR2, and I'll see you tomorrow.